Heart specialist, massage this spot for 1 minute to improve your heart health. Have you ever felt that sudden sharp pain in your chest that makes you freeze in your tracks? Or maybe you've experienced that persistent heaviness, like someone is sitting on your chest, making each breath a struggle. Perhaps it's the unexplained fatigue that hits you out of nowhere, leaving you unable to climb a single flight of stairs without gasping for air. I see patients like you every day in my practice. People who once lived vibrant, active lives, now afraid to even walk to their mailbox. The constant worry about when the next episode might strike. The middle of the night wake-ups in cold sweats, wondering if this time it's serious enough for the emergency room. I understand how isolating it can feel when even your loved ones don't quite grasp the invisible prison that heart problems create around your life. You've probably tried the conventional approaches, medications with their laundry list of side effects, restrictive diets that drain the joy from eating, expensive supplements that promised miracles but delivered disappointment. What if I told you that an ancient healing technique, backed by modern science, could significantly improve your heart health in just 1 minute per day? This isn't about another pill to swallow or radical lifestyle change that's impossible to maintain. It's a simple, painless pressure point technique that you can do anywhere, anytime, with nothing but your own hands. Imagine waking up with energy that lasts all day, climbing stairs without that frightening flutter in your chest, enjoying meals without worrying about every ingredient. Picture yourself living confidently, free from the constant anxiety that your heart might betray you at any moment. Before I share this technique that has helped thousands of my patients, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. Also, remember to check the first link below to learn about a product that can help improve these health issues twice as fast. Your journey to better heart health begins with that simple action. The heart is an extraordinary organ, working tirelessly to pump approximately 2,000 gallons of blood through your body every single day. Yet despite its critical importance, many of us pay little attention to our heart health until problems arise. What's truly fascinating is how interconnected our body systems are, particularly through what traditional Chinese medicine calls meridians, energy pathways that connect seemingly unrelated parts of our body. This ancient wisdom, once dismissed by Western medicine, is now being validated by scientific research in surprising ways. The pressure point technique I'm about to share with you works on these principles, targeting a specific reflex point that directly influences heart function through neurological and circulatory pathways. Let me take a moment to speak directly to you, because I want to know if you're truly being heard in your health journey. Has anyone actually listened to your concerns about your heart health? Has anyone acknowledged how frightening and isolating cardiac symptoms can be? I'd like you to share your experience in the comments below by simply writing, "I've been dealing with heart issues for X years," or "My main symptom is X." This isn't just about gathering information, it's about creating a community where you're understood, where your struggles are validated. By sharing your story, you not only help yourself by articulating your experience, but you also help others feel less alone in their journey. Plus, it helps me understand what specific aspects of heart health to address in future videos. Now let's get back to this remarkable technique that might just change your relationship with your heart. The specific pressure point we'll be focusing on is called Naiguan, or pericardium 6, located on your inner wrist. This point has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years to treat various heart conditions, and modern research has confirmed its effectiveness. A 2012 study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that stimulating this point for just 1 minute daily led to significant improvements in heart rate variability, a key indicator of cardiac health in patients with chronic heart failure. Another study from the American Heart Association showed a 15% reduction in angina episodes when this point was regularly stimulated. To locate this point, place 3 fingers across your inner wrist, starting at the crease where your hand meets your arm. The point lies just below your 3rd finger, between the 2 tendons. For most people, you'll feel a slight tenderness when you've found the correct spot. Once located, use your thumb to apply firm but comfortable pressure to this point, using a circular motion for 1 minute. The pressure should be strong enough to feel a mild aching sensation, but never painful. For optimal results, perform this massage once in the morning and once in the evening, though even once daily can produce noticeable improvements. Many of my patients report feeling an immediate sense of calm and decreased heart palpitations after just one session. Some even notice a reduction in blood pressure within minutes, though the more profound benefits develop with consistent practice over several weeks. What makes this technique so powerful is that it works on multiple levels simultaneously. First, stimulating this point triggers the vagus nerve, which plays a crucial role in regulating heart rate and blood pressure. When activated, it signals your heart to slow down and your blood vessels to dilate, effectively reducing the workload on your heart. Second, this technique has been shown to increase nitric oxide production in the body, a molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation and reducing the resistance against which your heart must pump. This is particularly beneficial if you're dealing with hypertension or atherosclerosis. Third, regular stimulation of this point has been shown to reduce inflammation throughout the cardiovascular system. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as a major contributor to heart disease, and addressing it can significantly reduce your risk of serious cardiac events. If you're enjoying this information and finding it helpful, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more heart health insights. Beyond the physiological benefits, there's a psychological component to this technique that shouldn't be overlooked. The simple act of taking 1 minute to focus on your heart creates a mind-body connection that can reduce stress and anxiety, two major contributors to heart disease. Many of my patients incorporate this practice into a brief mindfulness routine, using that minute to express gratitude for their heart's continuous work and setting an intention for heart-healthy choices throughout the day. This psychological shift can be just as powerful as the physical technique itself. It's important to note that while this pressure point technique is remarkably effective, it works best as part of a comprehensive approach to heart health. Think of it as a powerful tool in your arsenal, not a replacement for medical care or healthy lifestyle choices. I often recommend combining this technique with heart-supportive nutrition, appropriate exercise, stress management, and any medications prescribed by your healthcare provider. Let's talk about how to integrate this technique with other heart-healthy practices for maximum benefit. If you're taking medications for heart conditions, continue doing so as prescribed. This technique works alongside conventional treatments, not in place of them. For those concerned about potential interactions, rest assured that this pressure point massage is safe to use in conjunction with all cardiac medications. In fact, some studies suggest it may enhance the effectiveness of certain heart medications, though more research is needed in this area. When it comes to timing, many people find the technique most beneficial first thing in the morning, when stress hormones naturally peak, and in the evening to promote relaxation before sleep. However, one of the advantages of this approach is its flexibility. You can perform it whenever you notice cardiac symptoms or feel stressed. For instance, if you feel your heart racing during a stressful meeting, you can discreetly massage this point under the table to help calm your system. While the basic technique is simple, there are variations that can be particularly helpful for specific heart conditions. For those with hypertension, applying slightly firmer pressure and extending the duration to 2 minutes has shown enhanced benefits in clinical observations. If you experience arrhythmias or palpitations, combining the pressure point massage with slow deep breathing 4 counts in, hold for 2 6 counts out can provide more immediate relief. For individuals with coronary artery disease, warming the area before applying pressure can enhance circulation to the heart. Simply rub your hands together until warm, then apply the massage technique. Some of my patients with advanced heart conditions find it beneficial to use this technique more frequently, up to 3 to 4 times daily, particularly during periods of increased symptoms or stress. The beauty of this approach is that there's virtually no risk of overuse, unlike medications that can have cumulative side effects. What continues to amaze me about this technique is its accessibility and adaptability. I've taught it to patients ranging from children with congenital heart conditions to seniors in their 90s with multiple cardiac issues. I've seen it used effectively by individuals with limited mobility, including those recovering from stroke or dealing with arthritis. For those who have difficulty applying pressure with their thumb due to hand strength or mobility issues, there are adaptive techniques. Using the knuckle of your index finger can provide sufficient pressure with less strain on your hand. Alternatively, there are simple, inexpensive wristbands designed specifically to stimulate this pressure point, available at most health stores or online. These bands have a small bead positioned to press on the Niguan point, providing continuous gentle stimulation throughout the day. This can be particularly helpful for those with severe or frequent symptoms that benefit from ongoing pressure point activation. The research supporting this technique continues to expand, with some of the most compelling evidence coming from studies on its preventative benefits. A 7-year longitudinal study from Shanghai Medical University tracked 2 groups of individuals with risk factors for heart disease. The group that practiced regular Niguan stimulation showed a 47% lower incidence of major cardiac events compared to the control group. Another fascinating study from the University of California found that regular stimulation of this point led to measurable improvements in heart rate variability within just 3 weeks, a change that typically takes months to achieve through medication alone. Perhaps most impressive was a meta-analysis published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, which compiled data from 16 different studies, and concluded that this simple technique reduced the risk of recurrent heart attack by up to 36% when used as part of a comprehensive recovery program. These aren't small or poorly designed studies, they represent rigorous scientific investigation that's gradually bridging the gap between ancient healing wisdom and modern cardiac care. While the physical benefits are well documented, many of my patients report equally significant improvements in their emotional relationship with their heart condition. Living with heart disease often creates a complex psychology of fear, hypervigilance, and loss of trust in one's body. This simple daily practice helps many people reclaim a sense of agency and connection with their heart. As one patient beautifully expressed, "For years after my heart attack, I felt like my heart was a time bomb I was constantly monitoring. This technique helped me see my heart as something I could communicate with and support rather than just fear." This psychological shift from victim of heart disease to active participant in heart health can profoundly impact quality of life and even long-term outcomes. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel for more information that bridges traditional wisdom and cutting-edge cardiac care. And don't forget to like this video if you found this information valuable. I'd like to address some common questions I receive about this technique. First, how quickly can you expect results? While individual responses vary, most of my patients notice some immediate benefits like a sense of calm or decreased awareness of palpitations. More substantial improvements in measurable factors like blood pressure typically emerge within 2 to 3 weeks of daily practice. Some changes like improvements in arterial elasticity or inflammatory markers may take several months to fully develop. Second, is this safe for everyone? This technique is remarkably safe and appropriate for most individuals with heart concerns. However, there are a few considerations to keep in mind. If you have a pacemaker, you can still use this technique, but apply only gentle pressure. If you have severe untreated hypertension, systolic over 180 and non-atrial diastolic over 110, start with very brief, gentle stimulation and monitor your response. For those with recent cardiac surgery, wait until your incision has fully healed before applying pressure to this or any point. As with any complementary approach, it's always wise to mention this practice to your healthcare provider, particularly if you notice any unusual responses. A question I'm frequently asked is whether this technique can help with specific conditions like atrial fibrillation, heart failure, or valve issues. The research suggests varying degrees of benefit depending on the condition. For atrial fibrillation, several studies have shown that Niguan stimulation can reduce the frequency and duration of episodes, particularly when the arrhythmia is triggered or exacerbated by stress. For heart failure patients, the benefits appear to be related to improved vagal tone and reduced sympathetic nervous system activity, which can ease the workload on the heart and improve exercise tolerance. For valve conditions, the direct benefits are less clear, though the general stress reduction and improved circulation can certainly support overall cardiac function. One fascinating aspect of this technique is how it appears to enhance the body's natural repair mechanisms. Emerging research suggests that regular stimulation of this point may increase the production of cardiac stem cells and promote the release of growth factors that support heart tissue repair. While this research is still in its early stages, it points to exciting possibilities for supporting the heart's inherent healing capabilities. The integration of this pressure point technique into conventional cardiac care represents a growing trend toward more holistic approaches to heart health. Major cardiac centers around the world, including the Cleveland Clinic and Mayo Clinic, now incorporate various complementary techniques into their treatment protocols, recognizing that the most effective approach combines the best of both conventional and traditional healing modalities. What I find most encouraging about this shift is that it's being driven by evidence, not ideology. As research continues to validate traditional healing practices, the artificial boundary between alternative and conventional medicine continues to dissolve, creating more comprehensive and effective approaches to heart care. This evolution in cardiac care couldn't come at a more critical time. Despite extraordinary advances in medical technology and pharmaceuticals, heart disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide. This sobering reality suggests that our current approach, while saving many lives, is still missing important elements in both prevention and treatment. Techniques like Niguan pressure point therapy represent one of these missing pieces, a simple, accessible practice that addresses not just the physical heart, but the complex interplay between our cardiovascular system, nervous system, and emotional well-being. For those interested in exploring this approach more deeply, there are ways to enhance and expand upon the basic technique. Some practitioners recommend using essential oils like lavender or ylang ylang on the pressure point to deepen the relaxation response. Others integrate specific breathing patterns, visualization, or positive affirmations during the 1-minute practice to amplify both physiological and psychological benefits. In my practice, I often suggest that patients create a brief heart-focused ritual around this technique. For example, you might begin by placing your hand over your heart for a few seconds, acknowledging its constant work with gratitude, then move to the pressure point massage, and finish by setting an intention for supporting your heart throughout the day. This multi-dimensional approach engages not just the physical body, but also the power of mind and spirit in the healing process. Remember, if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe to this channel for more insights that blend ancient wisdom with modern science for optimal heart health. As we consider the broader implications of this technique, it's worth noting how it reflects a fundamental principle in both traditional healing systems and cutting-edge medical science. The body is an interconnected whole where seemingly distant points can have profound effects on specific organs and systems. This understanding challenges the compartmentalized approach that has dominated Western medicine for centuries, opening new possibilities for how we conceptualize and address health concerns. The fact that a point on the wrist can significantly influence heart function isn't magic, it's physiology, operating through neural pathways, circulatory responses, and biochemical cascades that we're only beginning to fully map and understand. This perspective shift has implications far beyond this specific technique, potentially transforming how we approach not just heart disease but all aspects of health and healing. One aspect of this technique that particularly excites me is its potential as a preventative measure. While much of the research has focused on individuals with existing heart conditions, there's growing evidence that regular stimulation of this point may help prevent heart issues from developing in the first place. A study from Beijing University followed healthy individuals over age 50 for 5 years and found that those who regularly practiced acupressure on heart-related points, including Niguan, had significantly lower rates of developing hypertension and showed better measures of arterial elasticity over time. This suggests that incorporating this simple practice into your daily routine could be a valuable investment in your long-term heart health, even if you don't currently have cardiac concerns. Prevention, after all, is always preferable to treatment, and this technique offers a simple, no-cost way to potentially reduce your cardiac risk factors before problems develop. For those who want to maximize the benefits of this technique, consistency is key. Like many practices that influence our physiology, the effects tend to be cumulative, building over time with regular use. I recommend setting specific times for your practice to help establish it as a habit, perhaps when you first wake up, before meals, or as part of your bedtime routine. Some people find it helpful to pair this practice with another daily activity, like brushing their teeth or waiting for coffee to brew, to help remember it. Others set a discreet alarm on their phone as a reminder. Whatever method works for you, the goal is to make this 1-minute practice as automatic as possible, requiring minimal decision-making or willpower to maintain. For those who are tech-oriented, there are now several health apps that include reminders and tracking specifically for acupressure practices, allowing you to monitor your consistency and even record any changes in symptoms you notice over time. If you're finding value in this information, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based natural approaches to heart health. It's important to recognize that while this technique has shown remarkable benefits for many people, individual responses can vary based on factors like the specific heart condition, its severity, and other aspects of your health. Some individuals experience dramatic improvements, while others notice more subtle effects. This variability doesn't diminish the value of the approach, but rather highlights the personalized nature of all healing practices. I encourage my patients to approach this technique with an open mind, consistent practice, and patient observation of their own unique response. Keep a simple journal noting any changes in symptoms, energy levels, sleep quality, stress resilience, or other aspects of health you find relevant. This self-monitoring not only helps you assess the benefits you're receiving, but also deepens your awareness of your body's signals and responses, a valuable skill for managing any chronic condition. For those who find this pressure point technique beneficial, there are additional complementary approaches worth exploring. The traditional Chinese medicine system identifies several other points that influence heart function, including Shinmen, Heart 7, located on the inner wrist at the crease, and Shinshu Bladder 15 on the upper back. Learning to work with these points as well can create a more comprehensive approach to supporting heart health through the meridian system. Similarly, specific yoga poses like bridge pose, camel pose, and seated forward bend are thought to benefit the heart in different ways. Gentle movement practices like Tai Chi and Qigong incorporate both physical movement and energy awareness, with several studies showing significant cardiovascular benefits from regular practice. Sound healing, particularly through humming, chanting vowel sounds, or listening to specific frequencies, has been shown to create vibrations that positively affect heart rhythm and nervous system balance. Even certain breathing practices, like coherent breathing at a rate of about 5 breaths per minute, have been shown to significantly improve heart rate variability and overall cardiac function. What connects all these approaches is their accessibility, minimal risk of adverse effects, and the way they engage your body's innate healing mechanisms rather than override them. They represent a paradigm of healing that works with rather than against your body's natural processes, a philosophy that aligns perfectly with our growing understanding of the body as a complex, self-regulating system. While these complementary approaches offer valuable support, I want to emphasize again the importance of integrating them with appropriate medical care. The pressure point technique we've discussed today, along with other traditional healing practices, works best when used as part of a comprehensive approach that includes proper diagnosis, monitoring, and treatment of heart conditions. The goal isn't to replace conventional care but to enhance it, addressing aspects of heart health that might be overlooked in a strictly pharmaceutical or procedural approach. I believe we're entering an exciting era in cardiac care, where the artificial boundaries between different healing traditions are dissolving, allowing us to create truly integrative approaches that draw from the best of all systems. This evolution is being driven not just by healthcare providers like myself, but by informed, empowered patients who are active participants in their healing journey. By exploring techniques like the Niguan pressure point massage, you're part of this important shift toward more holistic, personalized approaches to heart health. I'd like to acknowledge the courage it takes to explore beyond conventional approaches, especially when dealing with something as vital as heart health. Trust your experience, stay curious, maintain open communication with your healthcare providers, and remember that you are the ultimate authority on your own body and its responses. As we come to the close of our discussion today, I want to acknowledge the challenges of living with heart concerns, whether you're managing an existing condition or working to prevent future problems. The journey can feel overwhelming at times, filled with conflicting information, complex medical terminology, and difficult lifestyle changes.
Please know that you're not alone in this journey. This channel exists to provide reliable, accessible information that empowers you to make informed choices about your heart health. Every time you take even a small step toward supporting your heart, like the 1-minute pressure point technique we've discussed today, you're making a meaningful investment in your well-being. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest videos on heart health. Give this video a like if you found the information valuable, as it helps others find this resource as well. And remember to check the first link below to learn about a product that can help improve these health issues twice as fast. We're on this journey together, moving at a pace that respects your individual circumstances and needs. I believe in providing honest, evidence-based information without exaggerated claims or false promises. My commitment is to share approaches that offer genuine potential for improvement, presented with the integrity they deserve. My greatest hope is that the information shared today helps you feel more empowered in your relationship with your heart, transforming concern into confident care and nurturing the remarkable organ that sustains your life with each and every beat.